Hi everyone, I just want to go over this week's assignments just to clarify some things in case you get confused. So I'll go to it. I'm recording this a little bit before it's posted, so that's why it might look a little bit different by the time you go back through and see it. But essentially, we're looking at finishing the proposal, so doing a complete proposal, so the part 2 reflection aspect that you did not have that was due last Sunday. You'll be completing that after you get some comments from me, and I'll leave comments after that Sunday. So around Monday to Tuesday, you should be getting some back. If you did not turn one in, you cannot turn one in late, so you won't actually get credit for that and you won't get feedback. So then you'll just have to go look at the handout for the second part, revise the first part on your own, and then complete the second part to turn in for the peer review. And if you don't do that, then you can't get credit for that either. Just keep that in mind. And the late assignments policy I have, because these modules automatically lock, so you cannot submit late. But so we're going over some of the things that are due next week. So in assigned readings, there's going to be a little scavenger hunt I have you do, which is at the bottom of the page. I'll show you when I link it, where there's a little lecture on databases I made myself. You'll need to make sure that you read from Understanding Rhetoric, one of the class textbooks, Why Rhetoric, for example. And then I also provided another Searching Databases YouTube link, and that's not very long as well. And then you'll do Introduction to Research, Help for Writing 121, and this will particularly help you because it comes from the actual library itself, so that might be of benefit to you, and you will need to watch that. And then Wikipedia is good for you. That's just an article to help you understand that you can use those sites initially for basic research or timeline history, and then obviously delve in deeper because you don't want your whole paper or your whole research proposal to be based off just Wikipedia. And then I also provided another resource for you, how to search academic databases for research papers in general. And then for your convenience, since it has to be an MLA style, I hyperlinked the Purdue OWL webpage here for formatting and style guide. It's really easy to find and to look at. And then I do want to draw your attention to peer review expectations. So although you're not peer reviewing this week, I still put up the peer reviewing breakdown guide so you can look back at it. And then for next week, you'll also have it because next week peer reviews are due by Wednesday. So they're not going to be due on a Sunday like how other assignments are usually. So keep that in mind. And I do put that here as a disclaimer so it's understood. And then on the actual assignment itself that you'll see the upcoming week, you'll see it's due Wednesday, and it automatically locks, of course, after the time passes at 11:59. I do want to click on this to show you something really quick. So if you click on this peer reviewing breakdown guide, it's going to be a little bit helpful, and I'll have more resources for peer reviewing in the next week's module, so you have those available too, because I do have certain expectations of what to do and what not to do. But I made this, and it's relatively short. It's not very difficult or anything like that. It kind of just gives an overview of aims and goals for our course in terms of peer reviewing. And you'll want to make sure that you look at what things to avoid, what you don't want to do, and then you'll also want to make sure that you check out how to peer review and what to do as well. And this is just a really easy access guide that might be helpful for you, and I highly recommend it because I will leave feedback on your peer reviews and how you do leave reviews just to give you some insight. So if we go back to week 3 and we look at your assignments, and you click this, for example, research assignment and scavenger hunt. So the details are provided in this Google Doc or this Word document version, depending on how you want to submit. And for this assignment, it can be either Word document or Google Doc. The Google Doc is locked, but that's just so you can't all comment on the same one accidentally. So you just copy and paste it into a new Google Doc and then send that link to me when you submit it, which it's due Sunday on the 31st at 11:59, the latest. And then if we go back, you'll see that you also have a discussion board. So this actually can't be done until after you complete the assignment, the scavenger hunt, and after you watch the guides and videos and read the chapter. So this is probably going to be due later in the week, but you'll just have to answer these questions like you've been doing on discussion boards, and then you'll need to make sure that you do respond with meaningful insight, not "I agree," "great point," things like that. You want to elaborate and be a little bit more into the class and with your peers and really kind of give a viewpoint that's helpful. And if we go back, there's one more assignment that'll be due, and that's going to be the proposal, which I have to, the full proposal for Project 1 and 2. And this one is the Project 1 handout with the rubric that contains both aspects. So it's the same. The first half that you saw last week is going to be the exact same. It's copy and pasted right in that handout. And then the second part is in that handout that wasn't in the first project proposal that you did. And then I did include some things down here. Make sure that you do read, because that is up to you and your responsibility, but what else to provide. And I want you to provide, at the bottom of your draft, include 2 to 3 questions or concerns you want a peer reviewer to address, and avoid things like grammar or lower order concerns, because we want to focus more on the big aspects, since Project 1 is going to essentially be what you write your Project 2 about. So we're going to want to focus on larger order concerns, so organization, topic, thesis, argument, things like that. And then make sure when you do these in Google Docs that each draft stage has a new document. So this proposal one that you submitted last week is its own document. The second one you do is a new document. The third one, a new one. And after you get peer review comments, you will have a new document after that to show the changes. So it's easier when you put all your drafts together at the end with the final reflection that you have to do and the final portfolio. And that's about it for this week's assignments.